At the beginning of the film, a group of masked men are committing a robbery by taking a suitcase of money that they have been after and also brutally finishing off the owner. After successfully robbing, they immediately drove their car to escape from the police. The victim's husband, Harry, saw the incident from a distance, and was very shaken when he saw his wife and child lifeless. However, the group of robbers who hit his wife and child to death, laughed while making fun of the two victims and immediately ran away from there. Translated with dpel.com, free version. 5 years later, Harry is currently working as a cleaner in the largest church in the city. There he is accompanied by a woman named Emma. Day after day, he goes through with sadness because until now the image of his wife and child still remains in his mind. It can also be seen that Harry is always exercising to keep his body fit. All of that Harry did because it turned out that Harry had a plan to take revenge on the group that had hit his son and wife. It was told that all this time Harry was also assisted by a detective named Henderson to find the group that had hit his family. One day, Harry, who felt tired because he never found the perpetrator, he was desperate to do something stupid by ending his life. But immediately he remembered the bitter incident 5 years ago, so he undid the intention to do something stupid. With the memory of his past memories, Harry was even more vengeful towards the group that had hit his wife and child to death. Some time after that, Harry also got a letter from the detective asking him to meet at a cafe. Without waiting long, Harry immediately met the detective at the cafe. Here the detective informed him that he had a friend who worked at a bar. His friend often told the detective that in his bar there were often drug transactions, where the drug dealer admitted that he and his group had hit a mother and child 5 years ago. Therefore, the detective was convinced that the dealer was one of the people from the group who hit Harry's wife and child. Then Harry immediately asked for the address of the bar because today Harry would also come there.
Bless you.
After that, Harry then headed to the bar and immediately ordered a drink while waiting. Shortly afterward, Harry saw a group of people going about their business in the back. Harry recognizes one of the men in the van that hit his wife and daughter. Increasingly intent on stalking them, Harry gets in and hides in the car. The car drives off without knowing Harry is hiding inside. Harry again notices another group of men he encounters as the car stops, and he recognizes one of the men as his family's killer. The scene shifts, and Harry is seen selling his wife's engagement ring. After that, Harry met the woman who had previously done drug dealings in the churchyard and gave her an envelope. Harry followed again and peeked at the group of men until they reached a building. The men appear to have beaten another young man before confining him. They uncover a plan to kill the man. Harry saw more men he recognized were in the car that hit his wife and daughter to death inside the room. Harry went up the stairs to the top of the building, where the men were about to shoot 2 men. The young man who was about to be shot had apparently snuck into their house. There was an act of murder. The man threw a knife that landed on the young man's forehead. Then 2 other men opened fire on the remaining victim. Harry, who witnessed the incident, was shocked. He panicked and ran down the stairs. On the way home, Harry looked confused. Although he still lurks not far from the building where the men are gathered. The scene shifts again, showing Harry giving an envelope to a woman in the churchyard. This time the woman gave him a box. Harry carried the box up into the room. Apparently, the box contained a gun and bullets. After loading the bullet into the gun, Harry practiced shooting into the bed. He imagined every shot going at the men who hit his wife and daughter. After that, Harry started to train body strength. He does sports and even exercises to endure pain by burning his hands in candles. Once again, Harry returned to the men's headquarters building, stalked the cars that came in and out, and then sneaked inside. Inside the house, Harry grabbed a gun and was ready to fire. But the building is completely empty. Harry only saw used goods and a colorful pill. As he sits down, someone is seen walking inside the house. Harry brandished the gun again though his hands shook, and shot at the man but missed. Instead, the man instantly immobilized Harry and stabbed his hand. Harry managed to grab a gun and shoot the man in the stomach in a precarious state. The man then said that his group was in the countryside to pick up deliveries in the next 2 days. Harry threw down the notebook and asked the man to write down their meeting place. The man asked who he was, and Harry took off his hat. The man said he knew they would meet again. Harry then reveals he was hoping, praying, and waiting for them to meet again. But soon, the man got back up from the chair and grabbed a knife to stab Harry, but Harry was faster and shot him.
Shoot the gun. Doesn't suit you.
The man said they would find Harry and kill him like they killed his family. Harry then grabbed the iron wand and beat the man to death. Back at the old church, Harry treated the wound on his hand from the man's stab. In the kitchen, he ran into Emma again. Emma shows Harry a beach photo and says she used to go out with her husband a lot when he was alive. Harry then asked if her husband was a good person, and Emma replied he was a nice and funny person. When Emma was about to dodge, Harry kissed her instead. They then kissed until Harry's memory returned to the past when his wife was pregnant. Harry apologized to Emma and left.
So sorry.
After that, Emma briefly ignored him before giving Harry a hot drink the next day. Harry told her the book he was reading, which his wife had apparently given him. When Emma asked about his wife, Harry said they had separated. Then Harry said he would be off work tomorrow. The next day Harry put the gun in a plastic bag and brought a map. He drove the car and headed towards the countryside. Harry saw a black van parked in front of the barn in a field. He surveyed the warehouse and saw 2 men coming out to greet another man who had arrived by plane. But the man did not stay long, and he just handed over the bag he was carrying before he flew away again. Harry then pulled a gun from inside his jacket and sneaked into the warehouse. 2 men came out of the barn to smoke. Harry approached and pointed a gun at them both. Without a word, Harry shot the 2 men. Apparently, the gunshot sent another man out and immediately stabbed Harry in the shoulder with a knife before getting into the car and fleeing. Harry picked up the long-barreled gun the man had left behind. In a state of pain, Harry saw the shadow of a woman. On the other hand, the man who had previously been knocked down by Harry's shot rose to his feet and was about to stab him. Harry grabbed the long-barreled gun and shot the man one more time. Still, in pain and stabbed, Harry took the knife the man had left behind, got in the car, and drove back to church. Previously Harry had taken the time to go to the pharmacy to buy medicine. On the other hand, the criminals returned to the warehouse and were astonished that their pills were not taken. They were confused and did not know who shot their friends. Harry apparently wasn't just buying medicine. He asked the help of a male nurse at the pharmacy to sew up the stab wound on his shoulder. The male nurse gave Harry morphine which he had to inject for 3 days. In a warehouse in town, they find their friend killed. Once again, the intruder did not take any money or drugs in the building. One of the criminals said that the intruder had taken his knife and wanted it back. While about to remove the corpse of their slain friend, they find a note, which is a sales note from Harry's wife's engagement ring. The 2 thugs came to the shop, pretending to be buying a display object. On the other hand, Emma left Harry to go to the seaside for a few days. Emma had apparently rented a place to celebrate her birthday. Hesitantly, Emma gave the address if Harry wanted to visit. Before Emma left, Harry wished her a happy birthday. While looking at the photo of the seaside scene Emma had left, Harry didn't notice a man sneaking in. The thug immediately pointed a gun at him while another man grabbed him from behind and asked for a knife. But Harry acted quickly by biting the man and running into the church. Harry went into the room and took a knife from his jacket. But the two men quickly restrained him before throwing Harry off the floor above. Luckily, Harry fell onto the table and managed to get up. Although limping, Harry dashed out of the church. The two men came into Harry's room and rummaged through his things. They find a letter from Henderson Detective Agency. Harry tries to contact Henderson, but gets no answer. On the other hand, Henderson has actually been arrested by the two criminals. They greased Henderson with gasoline and threatened to set him on fire before Henderson finally gave him an address. But the man didn't believe the address and shot him dead.
He's fucking lying.
After that, they went by car. Harry was walking in the middle of the city, sick and covered in blood. At the pub, the two thugs apparently caught the bartender. They smothered and killed the man for revealing their location to Harry. Meanwhile, Harry took a train to a cottage in the country. The cottage apparently belongs to Harry, and he owns several horses that are cared for by a woman named Kirsty, a veterinarian. When Kirsty saw Harry staggered in the middle of the fields, she helped and treated his wounds. After Harry woke up, Kirsty asks where Harry has been for years. Harry then said that he had found them. Harry asked Kirsty not to tell anyone that he was in the cabin and asked to leave him alone for a few days. Even Harry had asked Kirsty not to come and see him. After that, Harry went up the hill to the graves of his wife and daughter, Elizabeth and Lucy Kane. While on top of the hill, another old man came up to him. The old man asked Harry if he believed the criminals would come. Harry answered confidently, especially since he had already killed 3 of the gang of criminals. The old man then remembered the past when they used to walk around there when Harry's wife was pregnant. Harry said he was actually scared, but the old man gave him a hunting rifle and bullets.
Hey kid.
Harry was getting ready to put on a neat shirt, suit, and tie. Harry then sets fire to his wife's remaining belongings, including money. While the 3 criminals drove a car to get to Harry's place. The thugs grabbed pistols and firearms before sneaking into Harry's hut. But they couldn't find Harry.
Where the fuck is he? Check upstairs.
Just as they thought Harry wasn't there, a voice came from the direction of the stables. The 2 criminals then went to see where Harry was. One of the criminals who stay at the house doesn't realize that Harry is in the house and is stalking him. When the thug turned around, Harry was already pointing his rifle and shooting the thug dead. The other 2 thugs scattered across the stables and fields, searching for Harry. The thug didn't notice Harry stalking him and shot him straight away as before. But this one thug was more agile and managed to push Harry down. The fight between Harry and the thug ensues. Harry pushed the thug down and was doused with gasoline. As the thug was about to get back up, Harry pushed him back into the fire until he was burned alive. Harry apparently didn't realize that there were 3 criminals. The last male thug came and pointed a gun at Harry. Harry said that it was over and he could go home. Sure enough, the thug immediately ran and left Harry. After that, Harry went back into the house and played the song on the record. He climbed up the hill, walking towards the graves of his wife and daughter. Vengeance is Mine concludes with a scene of Harry lying face down on the grave after drinking the morphine given by the nurse. Harry again imagined his wife and daughter, who seemed to be sleeping peacefully. Meanwhile, Emma was on the beach, the same place as the photo she had given Harry. If you enjoyed this video, don't be shy, hit the like button, and if you disliked it, hit the dislike button twice just to be sure. You should watch the full movie. Thank you very much for watching.